A.J. Jacobson's length can be an issue. Paul Miller going against him in the block, almost turns it over. Cam Hunter comes up with it.
Miller's going to shoot the three and knock it down. 8-0 start for North Dakota State.
I'll tell you what, this is...
Did a good job at getting to the line in that game.
And you've talked about it many times. He's kind of leads the league in getting to the rim.
Miller getting inside. North Dakota State getting really good looks.
Right now, for a team that's missing some shot, well, Miller says a little heat check, rattles out. You'd like to see a team that maybe struggling offensively force them to. Believe me, both of those guys are capable of doing more.
Paul Miller high off the window.
Oh, he kind of struggled to control that pass, and once he did, what?
For the Mastodons tonight from the line. Miller again. Eliason there collects the offensive rebound. Samuelson left alone for three. No.
Oh, that was a great effort. Only possessions.
Miller going to work on Harrell, fading away, tough shot. Boy, Paul Miller playing like a guy who knows it's his last Summer League tournament.
Well, I love the fact that out of that timeout, reversals and then look to attack when the opportunity presents itself. Great look by Jacobson.
Hook shot short off the hand of Miller. Looks like he might have lost it going up, even though he had position.
Still a good possession and a nice find by A.J. Jacobson. I'm sure he's not pleased with the fact that they're going to call something that close on Miller and then not give him a reciprocating call on the other end.
Miller for three.
Well, Miller will do it.
Shot clock under 10.
When you try to get Gula touch in the post, Miller pulls up from distance.
Good box out there by Carl. Just throwing it up. Makes it look effortless. First three of the night for John Conchar. He's got 17 to lead everybody.
Because Paul Miller rattles one out. This is just that situation. You're up 20. You get the ball, they can go 5 out with Gula playing the 5.
Miller attacking on Conchar. All sorts of jerseys in the area. Tough shot.
Just a tough shot by Paul Miller. Some big ones in the first half.
North Dakota State certainly has been as fluid offensively. Miller for three. Big answer by the senior out of Waukesha, Wisconsin. That was the first shot attempt of the night for Jax Levitch.
Well, I'll tell you what, he had no hesitation.
Miller going to try to answer for three, and he does. The senior is answering the bell. Lead back.
Again, look to attack late in the possession. They want to have the ball in number 2's hands. Deep three, bingo!
Paul Miller is carrying the offense here in the last 5.
South Dakota State fans in the stands hoping for triple overtime.
Miller that time off the mark.
Yeah, I thought maybe even Conchar got a piece of it. That was just not it.
Miller. Conchar on him. Tough shot. Fading away, stepping back. This is a senior that's just going to say, you know what? I'm not ready to be done.
And Harrell gambled from behind. Took the pass away.
Miller, no, got his own rebound. Ward is fouled by Taylor, and that will be a Conchar left open. Turned over. Here comes Miller in the paint, flying and blocked by Conchar.
Conchar, that's exactly what he does. Right now, nobody's got him. They got to keep just comfortable rhythm. This crowd is into it right now, and they expect that out of him. North Dakota State not taking anything away from the big star at this point.
Mike Daum already over 2,000 points in his Jackrabbit career. He's got
They can't stay down by 8 here and allow the Jacks to continue to sit on this lead.
shot clock to 5. Miller ISO'd against Tevin King. The rise up for Paul Miller.
It's the Mastodons. Nothing here. Nothing easy for North Dakota State on their offensive end to this point.
Yeah, Samuelson, 3 threes in that game against Fort Wayne here last night. And this is barely a 24-hour turnaround for North Dakota State. Paul Miller a little bit after they come out of the media timeout. Chris Quayle and Samuelson still in there off the bench for North Dakota State. Here's Goo. Shot clock is to 1. Miller did get it off.
It's as though South Dakota State was waiting for it, set it up. Like this crowd needed a little bit more to be fired up about. Nice looking alley-oop from Telling using the dom.
Miller on the wraparound. Eliason on the fuck.
But it could have continued to go south. They had about as rough a start as you can have in Summit League play. And ended up going to the big dance. Faced Gonzaga in their game. And Paul Miller going to get a shot up finally. And still nothing. Confidence, get to the rim, get to the free throw line. I'm going to bury this next three. And South Dakota State literally clicking on all cylinders right now.
Ward, and it is a 9-1 burst by North Dakota State to open the second half.
Kind of gets this restless Jackrabbit crowd. Paul Miller jumps into passing. He's got a chance to take this to double digits or single digits.
And that's the first bucket of the half for South Dakota State.
Good job in transition by South Dakota State. A disciplined attack. They weren't out of control. Paul Miller rises up in the half court. He's short now. That's what he does. All of a sudden the lead back up to 19 for South Dakota State. They withstood that North Dakota State flurry and came back with one of their own. Kid's not a freshman, Tom. I just don't believe it.
Yeah, he came out of high school. I mean, he did have a year at a prep school down in Kansas, and he is a very mature, 6'2", strong. 21 for Jenkins Jr. Championship game. Again, in the last 6 years, these two teams have represented the Summer League in the NCAA tournament. South Dakota State 4 times, North Dakota State twice. Not a lot that he is an NBA player at this point. Great.
No, I agree with you. I mean, he's one of the best, if not the best, ever to come through this league. I couldn't agree more, but you're right. There's a lot that goes into coaching staff for making that adjustment, but I just give credit to a really good team, a well-coached team in South Dakota State. They responded. They didn't hang their heads. They didn't recoil. They just responded.
I know. And a rebound by Tyson Wood, the sophomore from Tampa, who dribbles with the left hand right down the middle of the floor. Hands it off to Jacobson, top of the key. Now on the right side, Hunter runs it between the rings, threw a backdoor pass to Miller. He collected it and turns around and drops a little 6-footer home. Man. So Paul Miller, all driving contact, got it to fall.
And again, we talked pregame about maybe trying to force the issue, get to the line a little bit, and that was a great, strong take from Norrell.
Daniel, 13 of his last 14 in double figures, and now we're just playing horse. Miller the other way with a 16-12 North Dakota State. They have led the entire game. We've got a startling stat for you when it comes to that in just a moment we'll share. Miller picked up by Albury, drives away from the glass to the right of the rim, and a high kiss off the glass drops. Car off. I'm Gary Sharp. Welcome to all of our Your View viewers on this Saturday afternoon. Norrell cut off on the right block, tried to kick it to Akinwole, and Miller stepped into the passing lane. Steal and an easy lay-in the other way. And Omaha's now down double figures meant for the Bison of North Dakota State. We go with the Fargo pronunciation, Bison. Quayle into the lane, and a backdoor cut by Miller, a nice feed, and Paul Miller with an easy lay-in. He's got Jacobson top of the key. Leaves it for Tyson Wood. Lobs it inside to Miller, working on Akinwole on the left block. Backs him down, spinning, stepping into Akinwole, and puts up an easy shot from 4 that drops.
You know, Akinwole felt
6 turnovers.
I don't want to overreact here, but minute 20 here, this is the ball game here. If you can get it to striking distance at half.
Miller back down Norrell and just a turnaround jump shot over. And now it's 13. You want to do that again as now we're under a minute to go?
Let's do it.
Ward flips it to Miller. Norrell lost him. Miller 3, hit the front of the rim. No, Robinson with a rebound. Now Omaha needs a bucket. Down 13. Mavericks on a 3-game losing streak here in the Summit. Second time that has happened this year. Jacobson with 9 on the shot clock. Flips it cross court to Miller. Driving on Norrell. Good job to cut him off. Step back, left baseline. Jump shot falls. Miller's team, he will not be on the sidelines for Arizona in the Wildcats game against Oregon. That is a story that won't go away for a while.
Probably a good decision.
Miller, pull-up jump shot, hits the front of the rim. Hahn with a rebound.
Mavs still there, good post up, and I think he was kind of caught on his heels.
Mavericks turn the ball over about 13 times a game. Cruiser free throw line jump shot, no. Long rebound right back to him at the stripe. Reset, Miller three, no good. Jackson going up, and he had Deng left corner. Gu puts it on the floor against Jackson. Cruiser, now to Miller. Uh-oh. Miller looking inside for Gu. Instead drives to the free throw line, spinning, shooting, and missing, and the rebound tapped out, and Gibson collects.
Old shooting from North Dakota State, and just the intensity that Mavs have stepped up on the defensive end, where you knew they were going to come back to earth somewhat from a shooting standpoint, the Bison were, and ultimately we're kind of seeing that now.
Miller drives all the way to the glass, shot up, and it drops. 4 straight 20-win seasons from 2012 to 2016 on the top programs in the Summit. Ward, backdoor cut. What a feed to Miller. Whipped it.
That small lineup again, trying to match up with North Dakota State's wing players.
Ward looking to go one-on-one with Hahn. Works to the right of the lane. Top of the key to Jacobson. Returns it to Tyson Ward. On a bounce pass to Miller. Had a step on Norrell. Norrell let him go through, and a layup is good. Dakota State. Again, they've led the entire game. Ward facing up on Hahn. Top of the key. 9 on the shot clock. Looking to go one-on-one. Spins into the lane. Dropped it down low to Miller. Hook shot. No good. And Ward, top of the key, attacking to Gibson. Lobs it over the head of Hahn. A turnover. Ward with a steal.
Well, it's starting to get a little ugly here. I think Mavs need to keep their effort level.
Miller a three. Rolls in and out. Hahn.
them to start. They'll do some switching, but you'd better make Bryson Scott feel you throughout the course of this game. And letting him get into a rhythm is the last thing you want to do.
Paul Miller's first jumper is short. Rebound secured by John. Tripped up, kind of lost where he was defensively.
Well, that was the result. Tyson Ward tried to show a little bit on Levitch. Got back to his man. Nobody ever recovered. Paul Miller not able to answer on the other end.
Shot clock again under 10. Samuelson caught without using a dribble. Miller's got to let a desperation jumper go on the baseline. And Paul Miller has his first field goal of the game.
Well,
Jacobson driving. Kicking it out to Miller. Going strong to the basket. Just could not quite get it to crawl over the rim, and it comes off.
well, it was a great take and a great find. Look from three.
Carl, 12 of 29 from three coming into the game, but he's missed a pair of long-range attempts. Miller around Conchar for two.
Well, great job by Paul Miller changing speeds in transition. No, Miller, the fact that you're down 4 right now with the way Fort Wayne's been shooting it.
Miller for three. His first three-point attempt of the game, and it comes off. Here comes Weir. Don's look. Again, Paul Miller's not really been able to get going. Step back three, short, and Dylan Miller tracks down another loose ball. Jacobson for three, yes.
Throughout the course of the possession, finishes in traffic. We saw North Dakota State earlier run a second defender at Scott. That time Harrell blocks Paul Miller. But boy, you got to do something to take Bryson Scott out of rhythm. But you don't want to do it at the expense of your team's flow on the offensive end.
Paul Miller just 2 of 8, now 2 of 9 from the field.
That looked like he had better elevation, a better arch.
Position going up on Jacobson and left it short.
Well, credit A.J. Jacobson for contesting and credit Paul Miller for following it down and not assuming a made layup. Great job of setting up Conchar. Much needed finish.
Come out as John Kaufman will try to buy him an extra minute or so with the media timeout coming up.
Yeah, you just love the way Kaufman utilizes Conchar and maximizes his breaks.
And Miller hitting his first through the screen and trying to back down the freshman. And boy, some pretty good strength there for the senior, but the short jumper off the mark.
Well, Paul Miller just blows by Harrell in transition. And that's what North Dakota...
Miller trying to post up on Harrell, having trouble getting the basketball. Shot clock down to 10. Going up strong, hanging block. Tyson Ward there to clean it up. Timeout Dave Richmond with 1:34 to go.
And you know what?
Miller has it come off. Levitch another rebound. Tyson Ward with the foul, and we are 47.4 seconds away from Fort Wayne ending this streak.
When and where you try to do it.
Last Fort Wayne victory here in Fargo, 2011. It's been a while. Tyson Ward spins into Moore. Ward now with